the place to be for all things asexual. So please subscribe and hit the bell icon right now. So I spent the majority of yesterday, nearly all day yesterday, and today since I've woke up, working on my Disneyland Paris trip. Yes, I am indeed going to this, but this isn't until after Disneyland Paris. So I'm going to show you with all my paperwork I've got here what I've got planned for Disneyland Paris. Yes, I've got toilet rolls on here because I'm still not well. I'm still coughing stuff up. In case you didn't know, I haven't been well. I've had a chest infection. Sometimes my voice is good. Sometimes it isn't good. So I've been having to get extra sleep, having stuff at hand to cough stuff up. Yes, yucky. Anyway, let's get on with the good stuff. So when you're not feeling very well, it's a very good time to plan a holiday, or the rest of your holiday. I already got Disneyland Paris planned, but I hadn't got the London itinerary done for what I'm doing when I stay up in London the day before I go to Disneyland Paris and when I come back from Disneyland Paris. So it's very important that I walk you through what I'm doing. All these things are what asexuals can do. They involve nothing to do with sex, nothing to do with sexual attraction, nothing to do with genitalia or nudity or anything like that. This is really good, wholesome, quality stuff that you can enjoy either with friends or with a romantic partner. If you've got a romantic partner, even a QPR, doesn't have to be romantic. You can enjoy all these things. So if you ever wondered, like, what do you do as an asexual couple? Or what do asexuals do with all the time they're not having sex? This is a brilliant episode to watch, because I'm going to show you the things I get up to. There's so many fun things I get up to. Things I love to do without sex, without a sexual relationship, without having sex in my life. And no, my life is not boring. It's very, very fulfilling. Very fulfilling. I find a lot of the guys on dating sites, for example, Badoo, they're bored. I even said to one guy yesterday, why do you look bored in your photograph? Because I am bored, and there's quite a lot of people that put they're bored. Yeah, these are sexual guys, heterosexual guys that like a lot of sex. So when people turn around and say, oh, so your life must be so boring if you don't have sex, I actually think it's the opposite. My life is much more enriched, much more vibrant, much more energetic, much more pleasurable, because I'm not focusing on sex, because I'm not sexually attracted to anyone, because I'm not thinking about genitalia and stuff like that. It means I fulfill my life in a lot more other ways that's rich and invigorating to me as a solo artist of life. I'm going to Disneyland Paris on my own. So what am I doing? So it all kicks off on the 22nd of January when I'm going from Exeter St David's to Paddington. I'm catching the 7:52 and I'm getting in London, Paddington at 9:55. Why is this relevant? Because this is earlier than I went to London the day before I last went to Disneyland Paris, and I found it just made everything really late when I went late. I thought I'd get more sleep, but it didn't work out like that. It just meant that the night before I was really struggling to get food, because I had 2 hours it took me to get to the hotel, and it was just an absolute stress nightmare. So I'm going earlier. So I'm going on the 7:52 train from Exeter St David's, and then I get into London Paddington at 9:55. So this gives me plenty of time to get to the hotel in London St Pancras, and then to actually go out for the day and do stuff, right? So I'm really excited that I've got all this booked up. This takes ages to organise this type of thing. Just look at the amount of paperwork I've got, right? I've got a PA diploma, in case you didn't know. So I've got the diploma in administration. It's called Higher Diploma in Administrative Procedures, NVQ level 4 personal assistance course. So I'm trained as a personal assistant, and I'm trained to a really high standard. It's like just below degree level, if you know what I mean. That's what I'm trained up to, NVQ level 4 diploma level in organisational skills. So I really pride myself in organisational skills, and be able to coordinate all this. I'm going to tell you now, right? So it all kicks off on the 22nd of January. So the 22nd of January is when I'm travelling from Exeter St David's to Paddington. I'm going on this train. I've got my carriage booked. This is supposed to be a carriage which is near a table seat, near a socket, toilets, luggage rack, which is what you need when you're going on a long traveling journey, right? So that's all booked up. And then I'm going to be relaxing in the Premier Inn at St Pancras. This is the nearest train station to the Eurostar, because Eurostar is at London St Pancras, right? So this should be the nearest Premier Inn. I know there's other hotels. I stayed in a travel lodge last time. Not very good. Really cost me loads because it was a coronation of Prince Charles. And unfortunately, the hotel was like cost me over 200 quid for one night, and there wasn't even a hairdryer. I could find the whole hotel room. So, but yes, Premier and I love. They got really comfy Hypnos beds. I usually sleep really well, so that's all booked up. Notice I booked that up on August the 30th, so I'm really, really like organised way in advance with this stuff, right? And then I'm going to Shrek Adventureland. So when I get there, that's why I've gone on the earlier train. I've gone on the 7:52, which gets into London Paddington at 9:55. Then I'm going to Shrek Adventureland. But to be on the safe side, to allow for traffic difficulties and stuff like that, then I've booked it up to go later, you know, because you have to pick a time slot. So I've picked the time slot, and my time slot is, I don't know if you can see that, it's about focus. So it's 14:45. So this basically means it's 2:45 p.m. Right? Now, by booking online, I got it for £24. By booking it up like over 2 months in advance, usually this costs like 36 quid or more. So yeah, when you book things up in advance, you get a lot more discount off, people. So do this, and it's still cheaper to book it online in advance separately and another attraction separately than it is to get the package where you can pay £50 for Shrek Adventure and, for example, the aquarium. I'm actually going to the aquarium, which I was going to come on to, but I'm not going to there till the last day of my stay in London on the 29th of January. But I could have bought it as a package, but I didn't because I didn't know I was going to stay that long in London. So I'm staying for 2 nights. When I come back from Disneyland, Paris and London, I usually stay one night. So yeah. So Shrek Adventureland, you can get a ticket for Shrek Adventureland and also the aquarium for like £50. But I actually got this cheaper because I paid £24 for this, but I made a £1 charitable donation because you can do that as well. And I got the aquarium ticket for £24.50 plus made a 50p charitable donation. So I paid 50 quid in total, but I didn't have to, you know, send the money to charity. It's still cheaper for me to actually get the tickets, but I get the same price as the discounted tickets, plus I get money given to charity as well. It's all good, right? But if I didn't give the money to charity, it would be less anyway than the deal that they're offering of get 2 attractions for the price of £50 and save 15, which actually you don't. So there's ways of actually getting cheaper stuff than going on their double deal where you get 2 attractions for less money. Basically, it's not 2 attractions for the price of one, it's 2 attractions meant to be for £15 discount off, right? So if I book the Shrek and the aquarium together, it's supposed to be £50 for the 2, but actually by buying them separately now, £24 for Shrek and £24.50 for Shrek Adventureland. 24 for Shrek Adventureland and £24.50 for the aquarium. It's actually £48.50, which is cheaper than £50. That's what I'm trying to say. So don't be conned by these things, right? So anyway, Shrek Adventureland I'm going to go to when I get up there, but I've specifically booked the last performance at 2:45. Now this is an immersive experience. It's a walkthrough talk with actors and stuff like that. There's a 4D simulated bus, which is really good. It's like a flying bus. I really love Shrek Adventures, or Shrek's Adventure, should I say. And it's a Shrek Adventure story. It's got 4D special effects. It's amazing. I've gone to it before a long time ago. Can't wait to go to it again. I think it's about 70 minutes in total, so like an hour and 10 minutes. So you book a time slot, and I've got to be there between 2:45 and I think they give you up to 3 o'clock, so you have a 15-minute time slot to get there. The good thing about this is it means, you know, like I've got 4 hours basically, or 4 hours 50 minutes to get from my hotel, like to get from the train station, I should say, to my hotel, drop my luggage off, etc. Because they're 9:55 and the actual performance is 3:45, so it's actually a little, you know, it's a little bit, it's like, so basically 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2. So it's 4 hours and like 50 minutes, something like that. 4 hours, 50 minutes to get from London Paddington to the hotel, drop my luggage off. So I'm going to my hotel, drop my luggage off, because Premier Inn's got a luggage service, which a lot of travel lodges don't have. So if you're staying in the UK or somewhere, I highly recommend Premier Inn. Great Hypnos beds, good for your back. Great layout, really luxurious, usually friendly staff, 24-hour reception desk, really good stuff. And, you know, when you're allowed to, you can leave your luggage there free of charge, like before you book in and after you book in. So if you don't need to be in your room till later, you can just drop your luggage off at a Premier Inn. You don't have to pay extra. You only pay extra £10 if you want to actually be in the room earlier on Premier Inn. I don't know if you knew that, but if you don't, that's a huge tip. So if you're traveling in the UK and you're staying in Premier Inn, this is great if you want to hold your luggage, because at other places, if they don't keep your luggage for you, you have to pay, you know, they charge you for your luggage storage, which you don't want, right? So don't be doing that. So yeah, it gives me 4 hours and 50 minutes basically to get off the train, to then go on the tube and travel to the Premier Inn, which is in London St Pancras, go and get some lunch, and then go to Shrek Adventureland, make sure I'm there at Shrek's Adventure in time, right? So this is why it's always good to book it up, because in London, you can have train strikes, you can have train suspensions, you can have lines closed for engineering works, or lines closed because there's an accident on the line, this type of thing. So always give yourself extra hours of time to allow for these things, then you're not stressing and worrying about them as much, because you've given yourself plenty of time, you know? That's what it's all about, making your holiday, in my opinion, as stress-free as possible, because the whole reason of going on holiday is you want it to be stress-free and fun. You don't want to be stressing out. And if you're stressing out, then it's not much fun, isn't it? So that's, you know, counterintuitive. So this is all what I'm doing before I'm going to go to my hotel to settle in, to be able to be near the Eurostar, so I can sleep earlier if I want. Obviously, when I go on to Shrek's Adventureland, I'll be off to get food again, and if I got some more time, I might see what else I can do in London. I don't know. I don't want to be out too late in London, because I want to make sure I got plenty of sleep before going to Disneyland Paris, because when I'm at Disneyland Paris, I hardly get any sleep the whole time I'm there, so it gets really tiring. But I love it. It gets really tiring, as in like tiring, as in I'm tired because I need sleep, but I'm so energized and enthused and, you know, like raring to go, that it's not tiring from that point of view, because it's just like I'm super excited and I'm adrenaline fueled and I'm pumped up. So this is my Disneyland Paris trip. Can't wait. So it leaves London St Pancras at 11:04 on the 23rd of January 2024. So not long to go now. This is my Christmas and New Year's present trip to myself this holiday, and to praise myself for all the hard work I've done this year, because I've achieved so much in this year. In terms of actual how many achievements I've made this year, I've made more in 2023 than I think I've ever made in my life. You know, I've become a best-selling author, best-selling publisher, because that's under my own book publishing imprint. I've spoken at Oxford University for Blue Talks about asexuality, obviously. Best-selling author is Asexual Perspectives book. And as it's under my own imprint, like I said, I'm also best-selling publisher as well, and quirky books. I've also done Lifeology radio interview. James Miller interviewed me, which is over 3 million listeners per episode. I think sometimes it goes over 4 as well, but definitely over 3 million people listened to the episode, which was about asexuality. And then I was on Sense of Soul podcast. She has had over 1 million downloads on her podcast, so she's really, really good. In a new Blue Talks book, it is available to pre-order now. We'll be doing a post about that with Ken Honda and James Redfield. So I'm in that book. So many achievements this year. So this is my, you know, like present to myself, to say congratulations on all you're achieving. So James Redfield is the best-selling author of Celestine Prophecy. I don't know if you've heard of it. And Ken Honda's from Mind Valley, and his book's Happy Money. So they're very famous. So the forwards in the book, volume 11 of Blue Talks, Business Life Universe book, you know, is in the same book as I'm co-authoring with Blue Talks, other authors and speakers. So it's incredible. So that's on pre-sale. It'll be out before Christmas. That's amazing. I've done some edits on my Asexual Guide to Sex. Still got to finish that. And also Diary Confessions of a Hyper-Romantic. I'm in the final stages of finishing writing that as well. So I've achieved a lot, and I've started another book for asexuals as well. So I've got 3 books this year for asexuals on the go. So yeah, the other one's like a workbook, which is very unusual for asexuals. That's all like for my Asexualise Academy Club. They're having it first because they're paying members, and then I'll be putting it on Amazon for people to buy it when that's done, but that won't be done till next year, that one. Diary Confessions, I'm hoping to get out before Christmas. So anyway, this is my present to myself. So I'm leaving on the 23rd of January at 11:04, London St Pancras. You have to change your times usually when you go abroad by about an hour, although we're now an hour behind again in the UK. So I don't know how that works out with the times if they're different, but 1:26, so 13:26 Lille Europe, I get in there. So that's the 23rd. So this is a Tuesday, the 21st. So I'm going up to London on the Monday, the 22nd. Like I said, I'm going to Shrek Adventureland and having a hotel, which is the Premier in London St Pancras. And then I'm going to go the next day on the 23rd of January. That's when it leaves, 11:04. So you have to be there usually an hour earlier before the Eurostar leaves to get into customs, get your passport checked and everything like that. And then I arrive at Lille Europe at 1:26. So I do have to change. This is not straightforward like it was when I went this year in May 2023 to Disneyland Paris. I didn't have to change. It was a straightforward train, but I've got to change at 1:26 at Lille. I don't like changing. I don't like that at all. It's really stressful, but never mind. They're so quick. By the time the train comes in, you've got about 10 minutes to find the right train, find the right carriage and get on it and not miss it. So, you've got a long wait. So I've got from 13:26, so 1:26 p.m. till 14:03 when it leaves Europe. So you would have thought, oh, that's great. It's like half an hour, more than half an hour time. But the problem is when the train actually comes in and you have to rush to get on it, it's only 10 minutes because you don't know where it's going, usually which platform it's coming in exactly, and and it's all a big bundle. I hate it. It's really stressful. And then I get into the actual train station at Disneyland Paris, Mont-la-Ville or Valley, Mont-la-Valley. I don't know how you pronounce it. But anyway, some French person will probably come on here and tell me I pronounce that completely incorrectly, but that's fine. I get in there at 3:13 p.m. And so because I've paid for the luggage service, what happens is they'll then take my luggage. I'll get my tickets. My pass takes me all around the Disneyland Paris. Plus, I also am able to, when I get there, Disneyland Paris, I'm going to get a disabled pass because you can get on the rides quicker, and I do have hidden disabilities. So that really helped me out, but I didn't get that till the second day I was there last time, so I'm going to go and get that pretty soon. But they'll give you your pass, my pass, to get into the Disneyland Paris, go straight on the rides, get into the hotel and everything. They'll take my luggage to the hotel for me, which is great. So I'm going to be there for 5 days and 4 nights. So I get them there the 23rd and I leave on the 27th of January at 3:52. So I arrived on the 23rd of January at 3:13 p.m. So 15:13 is 3:13 p.m. And then I leave on the 27th of January at 3:52 p.m. 15:52 p.m. Right? So that's it's 5 days and 4 nights I'm staying there. I'm staying on the Cars Hotel Santa Fe, which is Cars room, so I'm staying at a hotel actually on the resort, which is the Hotel Santa Fe. And if you've seen the movie Cars, it has Cars wallpaper on there. And I love it. It's really nice. The last time I was there, the staff are really friendly. The beds and everything's really clean. The staff are really great. They clean your room every night you want it cleaned, and they put fresh blankets, fresh towels on there. It's great. So then I leave to get back on the 27th of, like I said, 3:52 or 15:52, whichever clock you work in. Then I have to change at Lille Europe at 16:57, which is 4:57 p.m. on the 27th this is, and then I get to Lille Europe at 18:35, 6:35, Horizon St Pancras International at 18:57. Now, last time I went, this time last year, it's not this time last year, it's still this year, so we're in 2023 now, sorry. This time, no, I'll start that again. When I went this year in May 2023, it said I come back at a certain time into St Pancras International Station in London. but the time was not correct. Like this says 1857, and I can't remember what the last time was. If it was 1836, something like that, I think it was, or it might have been a bit later, but it basically came in an hour, at least an hour later than it said it was going to. So that was disappointing because it meant I couldn't get food till really late. And the place where I went to, the restaurant I usually go to, was like shutting in like 10 minutes before I got there. 10, 15 minutes before I got there, but they did allow me to eat in there, even though no one else was pretty much in there apart from me. I think there was one or two couples that were just finishing their food. So this actually wasn't correct last time. So I'm not going to like bank on this being correct. I would hope it is correct because it should be, because it's coming from a travel company via the Walt Disney Travel Company, but I got it from TUI, TUI. That's who I booked through. But it might be an hour later, right? So that's nearly 7 o'clock. Then I've got to get from this to my hotel on the 27th, right? So when I've booked the hotel, I've booked the hotel now to come back, and this is what I'm doing like after this. So if I put that away, so I'm then going to be staying at, thank you for the thumbs up, I'm going to be staying at London Hammersmith, Shepherd's Bush, right? So this again is a Premier Inn. I've done this specifically because I'm going to see this the next day. So I get in on Saturday the 27th of January. Bear in mind, I am not getting back till like nearly 7 p.m. at night. And like I said, when I went this year in May 2023, that was actually at least an hour later than it said. So I've got to get in the evening from London St Pancras. Then I've got to go to Hammersmith, right? So I'm staying in London Hammersmith, Shepherd's Bush Road, Premier Inn. I've never stayed in Hammersmith before, so it will be a different experience, which I am looking forward to in the sense it's somewhere different. It's not my favourite area to stay, I don't think, but I am looking forward to it. And the reason I've done this is because I'm going to see this the next day, on Sunday the 28th of January. So I've booked the tickets. They're quite expensive, but I've got a stalls seat for a change. So I've got the stalls seat. So I've got a seat at the front, which is really good because it shouldn't have any obscurities, as in you can't, obscuring your vision. That's what I mean. So this is like the leaflet on it, and this is like basically it's near here. So that's why I had to get it. Plus there's a Nando's across the road from the hotel. So I have food to eat, because when I get back late at night from here, like I said last time, it was at least an hour later that I got in than what it was advertised on the paperwork. And that made me late getting food. But opposite the Hammersmith Premier Inn that I'm going to be staying at, there's actually a Nando's. So it's really good there's a Nando's, because then I can get food before going to sleep. Because I have to get up early to get ready to go to this. Now this is a really spectacular thing called Shen Yun. That's right. I think I pronounced that right. And this is like something I've seen advertised on YouTube. But when I was in Oxford, before I went to speak at Oxford University, I was in the Oxford Shopping Centre, Westgate Shopping Centre, and there were some people, volunteers, who were talking about the show. They were from the show, but they volunteer. And one woman was dressed up in all this beautiful clothing. And they were talking about come to the show and see it. And I said, well, I was thinking about going clubbing when I was up there, like Ministry of Sound to London. They're like, no, come to this, because this is like once in a lifetime thing, which I do understand. So I've decided to go here now rather than go clubbing. Besides, by the time I get back from Disneyland Paris, I'm not even sure that I would have time to go clubbing. I'd probably get there really late. And I couldn't get a hotel near there anyway and do all the things I wanted to do. So I've decided to go here, because I've seen this advertised on YouTube. It looks absolutely beautiful. It's like a 2.5 hour show plus the interval. And this is like a spiritual journey. So Shen Yung's unique artistic vision expands theatrical experience into a multidimensional, inspiring journey through one of humanity's greatest treasures, the 5 millennia of traditional Chinese culture. Enter a world where philosophers and poets alike sought harmony with the Dao or way of the universe, where maidens danced with ethereal, is that how you pronounce it? Ethereal grace, and generals fought with explosive athleticism, where timeless tales of valor and virtue were born, where heaven and earth intersected and even magic was possible. Featuring one of the world's oldest art forms, classical Chinese dance, along with innovative multimedia effects and all original orchestral works. I said orchestral worlds. Well, it is worlds of music, orchestral works. Shen Yung opens a portal to a civilization of enchanting beauty and enlightening wisdom. Prepare for an experience that will take your breath away. So this is some of the pictures from it. It does look absolutely sensational. And it's supposed to be like an immersive experience of the senses. So visually stunning, auditory, hearing stunning, aesthetically stunning. So it has all the senses, I think, if you know what I mean. Or a multitude of senses, like sight, visualization, auditory, like it's hearing, and stuff like that. It just looks amazing. I've seen it. It looks really beautiful. They're really great dancers. I love dancing. So there's quite a lot of famous people, I believe, go here as well. But some of the descriptions are like defies description. So you can't even describe it. A performance that has overwhelmed, excited, and completely mesmerized. Extraordinary magic, enchanting and enlightening. There is a massive power in this that can embrace the world it brings. Great hope. It is truly a touch of heaven. Mesmerizing, reclaiming the divinely inspired cultural heritage of China. I encourage everyone to see and all of us to learn from. Entertainment of the highest order. A must see. It just looks amazing. I saw the trailers for it. So, that's basically, it's only in London. Apollo. I'm going to the Apollo Theatre, where they have Britain's Got Talent and things like that, and Live at the Apollo. So it's quite a famous theatre. And it's only on from the 26th of January to the 4th of February there. And I happen to be going up the exact time that it's on in London. So, this is all booked. I've got my ticket. I'm going in the stall. So I'll have like a seat nearer the front. Not right at the front, but nearer the front. It's like at the back of the front, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. It'll be magic, But that's on January 28th at 1 p.m. Now I've got to go and eat food before this. Nando's is opposite my hotel in Hammersmith. This is in Hammersmith. So this is near the hotel. So I purposely booked the hotel in Hammersmith, which is this one here. I purposely booked that up so it's not far from the Apollo Theatre. Like I said, Britain's Got Talent is filmed there sometimes. So, don't think that it's not prestigious. It's really prestigious, the Apollo Theatre. You've probably heard of it a lot on TV and stuff. So anyway, so it's not far from the premiere in Hammersmith. So I've got that. And then I can hopefully eat Nando's before I go here. But you've got to be there. They recommend getting there 45 minutes early to avoid traffic and everything. But I won't have traffic because I'll literally be within walking distance of this Apollo Theatre, which is why I've organised it like this. And Nando's is like diagonally across the road. So Nando's on a Sunday, because this is on a Sunday, don't forget, it's a matinee performance at 1 p.m, not an evening performance, which is quite unusual. And basically the Nando's doesn't open till 11:30 on a Sunday, so I'll have to get in there first thing on 11:30 and then eat food and then be there, but be there by about 12:30, between 12:30 and 1:45, because you've got to have bag searches and everything and get your tickets checked in. So I really need to be getting there for about 12:30. So I have to make sure I eat Nando's food quickly. But I do need some food to eat before I get there. So this looks exciting, really thrilling, invigorating. I can't wait to see this show. I think it's good to try different things, do different things, This is a massive, massive leaflet of it, so you can have a big leaflet. Look at this, they gave me a massive leaflet. It just looks incredible. Like, look at this. So not only will Disneyland Paris be amazing, I'll have this incredible thing to watch when I get back as well. Like, just look at it. It's just like stunning. Look at it. Like, look at the costumes that I'm going to see. You never know. I might meet a nice Chinese guy there as well, because Chinese guys don't tend to age that much, which is one of the things I do like about Chinese guys. They look like much younger than they actually are a lot of the time. So, and I like young looking guys. So, who knows? I might meet a nice Indian guy. See, I just said Indian guy, even though I'm talking about Chinese, because I'm always liking Indian guys the most, as you know. So yeah, that's really funny. I just said about, oh, I might meet a nice Chinese guy, then I changed it to Indian. See, I'm like default Indian again. But anyway, I think this is great. You know, it's in only in certain theatres around the UK at certain times. I happen to be there, but just look at this. Look at what I've got in store for myself when I come back from Disneyland Paris. So I've got the Shrek Adventureland before I go to Disneyland Paris, which will get me in the Disneyland Paris fun mood. Then I've got this when I come back, right? Which is the day after I come back. But not only that, I'm staying 2 nights in London. So I'm staying at the Premier Inn in Hammersmith for both the night of the 27th, Saturday the 27th. I'm also staying on Sunday the 28th after I've watched this, because you have to dress up for this. So I can put my sparkly suit on again, unless I get anything else that's sparkly. This time then you have to wear a suit or an evening suit or an evening dress. It's very, very like posh, you know, like I love that. I love sparkly stuff. I love dressing up to go to theatre for myself, you know. So I'm talking about asexuality, right? In this video, I talked about at the beginning, saying, you know, how I live. I was going to say how I live a fulfilling life. How I live a fulfilling life. Because I don't have sex, you know. I make my life really fulfilling on my own. Like I'm going to Disneyland Paris on my own. I'm doing all this by myself, for myself. You don't need someone to complete your life for you. You can just enjoy your life as it is, right? And I go all over the place because I've got the freedom. I can do that as a single solo artist of life, which is really, really good, right? So there are a lot of benefits to being single and to not having sex. Equally, you could do all these things with a partner. And you don't have to have sex at all to do all these things and actually love them and enjoy life, you know? So, like I said, I'm there for 2 nights. So I'm there on the Saturday. Sunday, I'm going to this. And then Monday, I check out. But I'm going to leave my luggage in the Premier Inn. And so leaving your luggage there means it's great because you don't have to pay your luggage storage elsewhere. And you can go out for the day. So I'm going to the Sea Life Centre. So I'm going to the Sea Life Centre on Monday the 29th of January. So I've booked that up now. So that's really good. I got my ticket back here. So I'm going on I've got to be on the time slot 12:45 to 12:45 to 1 p.m. on this, which means I've got to have lunch, which means I can eat lunch hopefully at the Nando's opposite the hotel I'll be checking out of, but leaving my luggage at Hammersmith to go to the Sea Life Centre. So eat food, go to the Sea Life Centre, have a great time there. That doesn't shut till 6, and then I can eat food and then go and pick my luggage up from Hammersmith Premier Inn before going back on the train. Now I've booked the later train on purpose to give me enough time to eat after the aquarium shuts, because the aquarium doesn't shut till 6. And so I'm going on the 22:09 from London Paddington. I do have to change at Bristol Temple Meads, which is a bit of a bummer. But the earlier one of 9:00 something, I wasn't sure if the 9:00 something, just 4 minutes past 9 basically, was going to allow me enough time to get something to eat after aquarium shuts at 6. Get to the venue to eat, then go from the venue to eat back to Hammersmith to pick my luggage up from the Premier Inn to then go to Paddington, because it's like nearly an hour's of travelling, right? So I didn't want to leave it too late because, too late to pick up my luggage. So if I was coming back to Exeter at the 9:00 something, I'd have to leave eating about 7. That an hour might not give me enough time to eat, because there's an hour's travelling, but you have to allow for train delays, train strikes, engineering work, suspension on some of the lines. Some of the lines, they've had an accident or someone's tried to do something they shouldn't have done to themselves, and, all this type of thing. So there can be a lot of delays in London. So it's better to have 2 hours where I can get from my eating at a Thai restaurant to Hammersmith, pick up my luggage at Hammersmith and go to Paddington. It's better to leave a couple of hours. So I have a couple of hours for eating once I've left, from the time I leave the aquarium at 6 p.m. because I'm leaving the aquarium at 6, unless I finish it way before then or before then. But I like to stay till the end if I can. So I'm leaving the aquarium at 6, then it'll give me from 6 till 8 to go and get food and just chill for a bit in London, and then go from 6 till 8. 6 till 8, sorry, 6 till 8 is eating, and then 8 till 10 I've got to travel and get sorted at Paddington. So I've got about an hour's travelling in London, so that'll give me hopefully about half an hour to an hour to just be settled in Paddington waiting for my train. So this is how you can like decrease your stress levels. So I hope you understood this, right? So to go through it again quickly, I'm going to Exeter on the 22nd of January, Exeter Paddington, right? So we're going up there. We're going up there early, and the reason we're going up there early is so I can book into my London St Pancras hotel. Well, then means I can go to Shrek Adventureland. This is on the 22nd of January. Whoop, whoop. So good. Then I'm off the next day on the 22nd of January. Sorry, 23rd of January, because this is the 22nd, the day before I get to Disneyland Paris. Right, I'm doing this the day before on the 22nd of January, 2024. Right, so Exeter St David's to London Paddington, put my stuff in my Premier Inn. This is London St Pancras, going to Shrek's Adventureland. Shrek's Adventure. Then on the 23rd of January, I'm going to Disneyland Paris for, drum roll please, 4 nights. 4 nights and 5 days, people, from the 23rd of January to the 27th of January. Whoop, whoop. So then when I come back from there, I'm staying at the Hammersmith Premier Inn, right, from the 27th of January, which is the night I come back from Disneyland Paris. And I'm staying there in the Hammersmith because I'm going to see this the next day on Sunday, the 28th of January, which is going to be amazing, spectacular. And then I'm staying over again at Hammersmith, London Premier Inn. So I'm staying there 2 nights, 27th and the 28th, which is where I'm seeing this. And then on Monday the 29th, I'm leaving my luggage at the Premier Inn, and I got the Sea Life Centre booked. And then that night I'll be going back via Paddington back to Exeter St David's and get back in the early hours of the 30th of January. So yes, I'm going to be gone from the 22nd of January to the early hours of the 30th of January. So I'm going to be away for 8 days and a bit, basically. Or 8 days if you class me going a bit, you can say 8 days, but it goes into the 9th day because it's going to the 30th. So 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and then I get back on the 30th. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Got loads of stuff planned. Shrek Adventureland, Disneyland Paris, 2 Premier Inns, Shen Yun, and also the aquarium. So, well, the aquarium's actually a Sea Life Centre. This is my tube map. So I got tube map printed out, ready to rock and roll, people. And I got my passport as well. Yes, and I booked this way back in August, the actual trip to Disneyland. But I've only just booked the trains up today. The Premier Inn in Hammersmith up. Well, one of the trains I booked late last night. So yesterday and today I've just booked the trains up because I had to get cheap train deals. And you have to wait to get cheap train deals. So I made sure I got on my email, by trainline.com, I said I want by email to let me know when the trains are released, train tickets are released, not trains are released, train tickets are released for the fares for January. So they email me, so that's how I can get cheap fares, right? So yeah, so always do that. Go by trainline.com if you're in the UK. That's how you get your train tickets. Well, I do, because they're much more better, I find, with timings, discounts and everything. I love trainline.com. And they can notify you when you can get cheap train tickets and stuff like that. So it's all good. So yeah, I'm fully ready now for my holiday, which has taken me ages to work out. So I spent, like I said, all day yesterday and all day so far since I woke up trying to sort this out. And I'm really hungry and need food now. So I hope you've been able to understand me. My voice is still a little bit croaky. I'm still coughing a bit of stuff up from my chest infection, which is a bit yucky. But when you've got stuff to look forward to like this, it does make life a lot more happier and better and like, woo-woo, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to my trip. Should be great. Disneyland, Shrek, Sea Life, Shenyang, Nando's across the road. I was going to say across the corner, well, around the corner from the tube stations, Hammersmith tube station, across the road from my hotel. 2 beautiful Premier Inn hotels. No doubt they'll be beautiful. Love Premier Inns, comfy beds. And can go to the Thai restaurant as well. So I have all the food I like. Yeah, it'll be all good. Disneyland Paris is going to be amazing for 4 nights. So in 5 days, from the 23rd to the 27th of January. I can't wait. I'm really super excited for it. I hope you've liked listening to this video. Don't forget, you can have a wonderful life without sex. You don't have to have sex. If you don't need it, you don't want it, or you don't like it, you can have a serious committed relationship without sex. Although a lot of heterosexual guys don't understand how that's possible to be happy in a sexless relationship, but it really is. I'm in a sexless relationship with myself and I'm really enjoying myself. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? I haven't had sex since October 2011, and I had sex mostly in the past because I thought I had to as part of a normal relationship. And that was, yeah. And obviously, like, my ex liked that at the time. So, like, it was consensual with my last long-term ex. So, yeah. But I really don't want to have sex again. I'm not interested in it. I'd much rather live a sex-free life. Yes, I do like kissing and cuddling. I miss that part of a relationship. But, yeah, I can get that sometimes from going clubbing anyway. Meeting different types of guys. It's quite interesting. But anyway, I love being on my own. I love being single as well. I love my single life. I love being able to plan stuff just for me and not have to worry about another person and just think, I can live my beautiful life for me and really enjoy having happy times. And this holiday is for me. You know, I've paid for it as a combination of a Christmas present and a New Year's present to myself for all the hard work I've done this year and, you know, just for being me, you know. And I think it's important as part of your self-care to actually take the time to praise yourself, give yourself gifts, buy yourself treats, and know that you're damn well worth it. You know, you should treat yourself as if you're dating yourself, as if you're your best friend, and if you love yourself, because you should love yourself, you should be your best friend, and dating yourself is amazing. You know what I mean? So live like you date yourself. That's my philosophy. You know, and all these things don't require anything to do with sex. No genitalia. This is going to be a beautiful show where they're dressed in beautiful costumes, you know. It's supposed to be a very spiritual thing, and I'm quite spiritual, so that's good, you know. And all this is like fun stuff you can do. You don't need sex to do any of this. You don't need a partner to do any of it. You don't need anyone to do anything, you know. But my best friend did help me with maps. Because when I decided to book the London Hammersmith, I'm still not 100% sure how to get to different places. And it turns out I booked it because I knew the Nando's was near there and the theatre was near there for the Shenyang. And I knew it was all in the same vicinity, or meant to be, but I couldn't work it out on the maps, Google Maps. So my best friend, who's not well at the moment because he caught my bug, he gave me some extra help with directions. It turns out the Nando's is literally diagonally opposite the hotel, so on the other side of the road. So yeah, I made a really good decision with booking it up. So yes, I'm really looking forward to this, and thank you for the thumbs up if you like this video at all, if you got any use or benefit out of it, if you got any insights, interest, curiosity satisfied. Please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon so you never, ever miss another episode of when I go live or post a new video. Lots of love to you. Take care. Bye. Bye.